What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So as we know, the Los Angeles Clippers have officially rebranded. Not their name, of course, but their jerseys and their logo. They have changed it up, and it's definitely an interesting rebrand. I actually kind of like it. I just didn't know that rebrands were announced in the middle of a season. I don't know if that's ever happened. Probably has. I just don't know about it. I don't know about you guys, but I actually kind of like the new logo and the jerseys. I don't think it's bad. It's actually kind of an interesting rebrand. Of course, they're moving into a new arena next year. I don't know if they're going to start wearing these jerseys this year or whatever. I don't know if the change is imminent and they're going to start wearing them. I assume they are, but we'll see. But we are going to come in here and rebuild the Los Angeles Clippers because they've rebranded. Now, full transparency, one thing about the Clippers, as we know, they get really old in 2K and they suck. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, they regress like crazy. And it seems like the plan for the Clippers is to keep Paul George and Kawhi, especially to keep selling tickets for the new arena or whatever. So I did, reduce the regression. I wanted to make sure they didn't regress as much, or we wouldn't have a video here. It would just be like a terrible team as we keep going. So let's just jump in. Let's talk about the rebrand. Let's rebuild the Los Angeles Clippers. And of course, the biggest thing is here, Steve Ballmer has gone all in as much as he possibly can for this team. We got to get this team a championship. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one, subscribe if you are new to this channel. Also, comment down below what you guys think of the rebrand. Do you like the new jerseys? Do you like the new logo? Do you not mess with it? I want all your opinions down in the comment section below. Would love to get a conversation going about what your thoughts are. So, I did download the new logo in 2K, so that's why I have the new logo and the new jersey. So whoever, I think it was like Astro or something that created it, shout out to you for being so quick on it. The jerseys are pretty good, so good job. But yeah, as we know, it's Paul George, Kawhi, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Zubac, Norman Powell. They have a pretty good team, a pretty deep team. But of course, the main thing is it's always been health. We say that every year. Can this team stay healthy? And thus far they have, which is a good sign. But we're going to simulate to the playoffs. We're going to see how this team does once we reach the playoffs, and we are going to go from there. So hopefully this team can win a championship. We're going to see how the things go. Let's simulate to the end of the season. Let's see if a championship is going to be in our future or not. And then, of course, we got to re-sign Paul George as well because we're going to continue to keep him. Kawhi's already been re-signed. I know the 76ers are going to try to get Paul George, it sounded like, but I assume Paul George would stay as long as Kawhi is staying, which he already extended. Kawhi already got extended. So, new arena, new logo, new vibes. Let's see if we can bring a new championship. Today's video is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is a player props app that's available on mobile or desktop. The way PrizePicks works is you choose between 2 to 6 players. 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. Not only do they have NBA, they have baseball, hockey, soccer, football, and all kinds of other sports. Even esports. They have darts on here. They have Australia basketball, cricket, Valorant. There's so many different options to choose from on PrizePicks. So much variety. So for instance, for example, on how this works, if you think Kyle Kuzma is going over 22.5 points, click more on the projection. If you think Stephen Curry is going over more than 27.5 points, click more on the projection. And again, you could put this up to 6 players if you truly wanted to. To sign for PrizePicks, use code Crushables. They match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. The way PrizePicks works is you just choose between 2 to 6 players, and it's that simple. It just gives you a lot more fun to watch basketball, or any other sport. It doesn't even have to be basketball. Any other thing you watch gives you an extra sweat while you watch it. And then the way I use PrizePicks, I've been telling you guys, is I use DGF's optimizer and correlation tool. What the optimizer does, it compares discrepancies across sportsbooks and also gives you the good plays right in front of you without you having to do any research whatsoever. So a good play just hit the board. Under 7 rebounds on Cameron Matthews. Looks like a lot of books are disagreeing on where this is, but you have 3 books listing this at 7.5 with heavy juice on the under at -170. So, which is why under 7 is being recommended to you on PrizePicks. I also love the correlation tool, which is my favorite tool. Now, there's nothing available at the moment, but there's like hockey on here, soccer, or used to be soccer, and you also have CS2 and all kinds of options here, and especially when football season is around, this thing is a great tool to have. But if you want to check out any of these tools, all links are down in the description below. Use code Crushables on PrizePicks for 100% deposit match up to $100. Use code Crushables on DGF's tools for 25% off your first month. Let's get back to the rebuild. So Luka Doncic wins MVP, Wembanyama Rookie of the Year, Russell Westbrook 6th man for the Los Angeles Clippers, rocking those new jerseys. Like I said, whoever created these did a really good job getting this up as soon as possible because it's really cool. But All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, and All-NBA third team. We ended up being the second seed in the Western Conference, which is fantastic. We take a look at the player stats. You had 23 from Kawhi, 23 from Paul George, 16 from James Harden, 32 from Norman Powell, and 12 from Russell Westbrook. So let's go ahead and simulate current round against the Pelicans. So we get them in round 1. As I mentioned, we are here to go win a championship. We are not here to mess around and lose in round 1. So hopefully that does not happen. Somebody current round against the Pelicans, and we are going to sweep them. That's off to a great start. And now we get the Oklahoma City Thunder. If these two teams were to match up, it'd be very, very interesting because the Clippers are ready to go into championship right now, and the Thunder are on the rise, and they got a lot more time. The Clippers, the window is closing. The Oklahoma City Thunder window, obviously wide open for years to come. So, yeah, there is a chance we lose to this team because of how good the Thunder are in 2K. But nonetheless, somebody current round, and we are down 3-2. Not great, not great at all. All right, let's see if we can come back and force a Game 7 back to LA. Looks good so far. We have to win in Oklahoma City, Paul George's former team. And we are going to, and also a lot of storylines here because as we know, the Paul George and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander trade. But we're going to a Game 7 back in LA. Can we win this one? Backs against the wall. It's not looking good. We're getting blown out in round 2. The Clippers curse continues. New logo. New branding, does not matter. The same old curse exists. We lose in round 2. Denver and Cleveland, and you have the Nuggets going on to beat the Cavs in 6 games. Retirements, Udonis Haslem, Kyle Lowry, draft lottery, obviously not going to matter for us. We are not going to. Blazers get number 1, though. As a Blazers fan, that would excite me. But, man, that sucks. That really sucks. Staff signing. I'm not going to fire Tyronn Lue. We can get maybe a good assistant head coach out here or something. That would be great. So if we can get Joe Prunty to come over here and then just grab a wing whisperer. And I'm not really sure what the game plan is going to be this offseason. I know we have James Harden and Paul George as free agents. Again, since we're going to the new arena, I imagine this plan is to re-sign both of them. I think Russell Westbrook's still under contract. He has a player option, which he might decline, which I believe he does every time. We have a second-round pick, so we can go see what the second-round pick is going to get us. So we got Keelan Ware. I'll take him out of Indiana in the second round. And then we got ourselves a 74. Not too shabby. Player options, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, declines, and Joshua Primo. I'm pretty sure it's not going to give me the ability to re-sign Russell Westbrook. Let's double check, though. Yeah, it doesn't. Russell Westbrook, I believe, asked for too much money. I don't think it's going to be yeah, I'm not going to be able to re-sign Russell Westbrook, Harden, and Paul George. I'm probably more than likely going to... Where's Kawhi's contract? Kawhi has 3 years left in his deal. Is there a player option attached to that? No, I think if I'm Steve Ballmer, I'm trying to match Paul George and Kawhi with, Paul George and James Harden with Kawhi's contract. So we can, have them all in the same timeline where, deals are coming out the books. Why would Harden go back to the 76ers? Come on now. Yeah, 3 max contracts is going to be really hard to pay in the new CBA, but Steve Ballmer will find a way. Not that I meant to rhyme there, but so we got those guys back, which was important, of course. And then let me double check. It's not going to let me get Russell Westbrook back. Pretty sure it's not going to. Yeah, it's not going to let me. So I can't get Russ back. For all those people who think I didn't want to resign Russ, I know someone out there was going to say it. James Harden, Bones Highland, Norman Powell, Terrence Mann, and then Paul George, Amir Coffey, Kawhi Leonard, and then Zubac. So I think the main thing here is let's slide things over. Let's move Paul George to the 2, Kawhi back to the 3. So let's do that. Harden's going to play point guard, so we'll do that first. So James Harden, Bones Highland, Paul George, Norman Powell, which is good with me. Terrence Mann could probably slide down in 3, although Amir Coffey's been pretty good this year. I think Terrence Mann will even go up at the 3, so he might not. We actually might trade him. He has $11 million. We probably could move him for something better. Coffey could play the backup 3. We need a starting 4 at the moment, so let's see what that could potentially get us. Metu, Covington, Mason Plumlee. Mason Plumlee is a backup 5, probably necessary. Might regress, though, if we do this, but we'll go ahead and try to sign him anyway. And then, yeah, after that, it's slim pickings. We're not going to be able to get anybody that great. So I'm going to go Najee Marshall here as my backup 4. And I think we got to try to trade Terrence Mann. I think that's where we're at. I think we got to trade Terrence Mann for something. And that's probably where we'll go with this. So let's see if we can get something back in return for Terrence Mann. Probably like a power forward or whatever. So, yeah, that's probably where we're going to go. So starting power forwards that I'm looking at, or definitely like Grant Williams, Caleb Martin was sticking out to me, but probably, actually, I might be able to get Caleb Martin for the minimum. Let's double check if that's going to be a possibility. So let's go to day 12 and see if there's going to be anybody good here we could just sign in free agency. Patrick Williams, of course, not going to sign a minimum, I imagine, but let's double check if there's anybody else willing to do so. So it looks like he's gone now. But back to what I was talking about. So the power forwards I'm actually looking at, if we take a look. So we have, here are my options. We have Dorian Finney-Smith, which is a decent option. And we also have, who was it? It was Grant Williams. So Grant Williams or Dorian Finney-Smith, I think, is where I want to go with this. Grant Williams being 25, I think I want to go with him. So we're going to try to see if we can convince the Hornets to swap us Grant Williams. If we threw them like Joshua Primo, maybe, and a second-round pick. Let's see if they do this for Grant Williams. They do. So we trade a second round pick for Grant Williams. That will be our starting power forward, and gives us another, wing, which we needed. Brandon Boston's back. Harden is down. Norman Powell is down. Mason Plumlee is down. That's to be expected. So yeah, definitely, of course, expected regression a little bit. But let's get into next season. Let's see how next year's going to go. We may stop at the deadline to make another move, of course, just because this team is never done. We have a couple other young players like Ware now, and we have Kobe Brown still in the shadows as well. So we definitely have some young pieces. First round picks, of course, not really a luxury for us at this point. They've traded a lot to get to where they are. But let's take a look at the rotation together. So here's what it's going to look like. We ran a 9-man rotation. It'll be James Harden, Paul George, Kawhi, Grant Williams, Zubac, Bones Highland, Norman Powell, Mason Plumlee, and Najee Marshall. So I'm going to send Ware to the G, and I'm also going to send Kobe Brown to the G League. And then we're going to go ahead and submit the rest of the season. I got to sign someone, but yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of the season or the trade deadline. At the end of the season, we finished up at 64-18, so I didn't find it necessary to stop at the trade deadline. So hopefully we can go out here and win a championship. That's the game plan, obviously. So All-NBA first team. Looks like we got no appearances here, but here's all offensive first team and all defensive second team with Kawhi and Paul George both making that. First team in the Western Conference looks really good. Taking a look at the player stats, you had 26 from Paul George, 23 from Kawhi, 17 from Bones Highland, 15 from James Harden, and 12 from Zubac, and then 12 from Norman Powell. So let's go ahead and see if we can come out here and beat the Grizzlies, who have John Morant, Bane, Vince Williams, Santi Aldama, Jaren Jackson, Marcus Smart, Gigi Jackson, James Wiseman, and Brandon Clark. Let's somebody curve around against the Grizzlies, and we are going to beat them. We just lost in 7, bro. No way in round 1. Wow, that's rough. That is rough for sure. Oklahoma City, Memphis, and then the Thunder going to win the championship. Yeah, that's not great. I think that is a firing in order. Rockets get 1 and 2 from Washington and Brooklyn. That's actually insane. Yeah, that sucks really badly. That sucks. Okay. Tyronn Lue is going to probably be fired here. I think we got to fire him. I don't even want to, but I mean, based off that, I think if that were to happen the way that just happened, I think someone would be fired. I'm going to go Frank Vogel here to be our head coach, I guess. And then we're going to go grab Robin White. And then we got to go make a trade or something, man. That was just atrocious. We cannot allow that to happen again. So in scanning the trade market, I think the biggest thing I want to try to accomplish is a new center. I like Zubac, but I think if we can get a better center, that probably is where we should go with this. 82 overall, 12 points, 11 rebounds. It's actually pretty good last year, so I don't know if I can really blame it all on him, but we got to make someone accountable after blowing a 3-1 lead to the Grizzlies. That was just unfortunate, especially as the first seed. We don't have a ton of time to continue this, and it looks like we actually have a first-round pick this year. Not that, like, it helps a lot, but of course, like I said, I'm looking for a big man, and, immediately comes to mind, like, Mitchell Robinson. AD is available, but I just don't know if we have the assets to pull that off. I mean, Frank Vogel reunite with Anthony Davis sounds like a cool, intriguing story, but it's going to be really hard to pull something like this off, but I'll give it a shot. Why not? Let's say Amir Coffey's in it, and we're still a little bit off. $5 million in here needed more. That probably have to require Grant Williams being in here, and then this first-round pick probably isn't going to do anything. And yeah, so we're not going to be able to pull that off. That's going to be really hard to pull off. So I think Anthony Davis is wishful thinking. We might have to wait till after the draft to do anything. So let's just jump in and draft at 30 and then use this guy, because we have to accept both the options on some of the other guys that we had. So we're going to take Florin here out of Kansas, and that'll be our pick. So we'll welcome him. Player options, accept both of these, and then qualifying offers, Brandon Boston, Bones Highland. So now we can go talk to these teams again. So I could try for Anthony Davis. Like I said, it's going to be very, very hard to pull it off, but I'll give it a shot. It's Norman Powell, Zubac, Kobe Brown, Lauren, and then Ware, like all these guys in here, and then a first-round pick. Do they say yes to that? Yeah, they're not going to say yes to that. So it was worth a shot, but Anthony Davis would be intriguing and awesome to get, but that's not going to happen. Another center that I obviously like to get would be Claxton. The Nets are pretty bad. They're not good. It'd probably be time for them to hang it up and give up. So let's say we offered, what do we need in here? So we need $21 million. So yeah, Zubac or Norman Powell could actually be in here as well. We could maybe keep Zubac out of this trade and have him as the backup 5, which wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world at all. We can offer Florin in here. We just drafted. And yeah, so Kobe Brown, Norman Powell. And then let's say we threw a first in there. Why not? I think a first would be in order in 2029. They should say yes to that. They say no, actually. So a second as well. They still say no. Probably gonna have to throw Ware in here, which sucks, but I think it is going to be worth it for a team trying to win a championship. So now we have a we just need a guard and we have a 9-man rotation. So Claxton is our big upgrade. We kept Zubac out of the trade as well. So pretty solid. We can get Bones Highland back. He was actually really good. I know he's out of the rotation in real life, but in 2K he's like just fantastic off the bench. So I don't think we should just like get rid of him. Caruso would be awesome if he wasn't going to regress, but Luke Kennard, I guess, is a shooter who used to play here anyway. Be familiar with the system. Well, I guess it's a new coach now, so I guess that's not the truth or not the case anymore. But that's our big acquisition to try to make this next season work. Let's see if that can happen. So no one regressed, which is great. Of course, I have regression down, which is why that's happening. Luke Kennard went down, but that's not a big deal. But yeah, Claxton was our big upgrade. We have Zubac still. We got the first seed last year. Hoping we could do it again. Losing in round 1, not ideal. Not ideal at all. Like the Clippers curse, it needs to be gone, and that's what the Clippers are trying to get rid of, is that label that they have on themselves. So the Clippers curse needs to go away. We're gonna move this to a balanced system. Frank Vogel's the new head coach. Lou is out of here, and then we'll see how the season goes. Obviously, Frank Vogel got the Lakers a championship. Hopefully, he can bring the other LA team a championship as well. 9-man rotation: Harden, Paul George, Kawhi, Grant Williams, Claxton, Zubac, Bones Highland, Najee Marshall, and Luke Kennard. I'm actually going to put Amir Coffey in over Luke Kennard. More size. Like that a little bit better. And Coffey's been pretty good. So let's go ahead. So into this season. And let's see if we are going to go win a championship or not. If we don't win this year, it might be GG's, man. Because this team is not getting any younger. So another successful regular season at 63-19. Terrell Whitney. Man, those eyes are too big for me. But regardless, 63-19. Very, very good season, but none of that matters if we get bounced in the first round again. So first round, or first seed in the West, first round coming up. 28 points from Paul George, 26 from Kawhi, 19 and 12 from James Harden, 14 from Bones Highland, 11 from Zubac, 9, and then 8 and 10. So can we at least get out round 1 and not get bounced around 1 like we did last year? That was pretty embarrassing. So let's see if we can do just that. Somebody current round against the Lakers, and we are going to get out of round 1 this year. Now, can we get out of round 2 is the question. We face a familiar foe, that being the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks and Clippers have ran into each other plenty of times in the playoffs, as we know. Let's see if we can somebody current round and beat them this time. We do, so we are in the conference finals, and we are going to get the Oklahoma City Thunder, who stand in our way. Casey Wallace, OG Anunoby, Jalen Williams, Andre Drummond. They don't have Josh Giddey anymore. Should help us a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see how this is going to go. I mean, their team doesn't look that terrifying, but still the Thunder nonetheless. We'll see how it goes. Game 1, 1-0, 129-124. Good start. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, 2-1. And we're going to lose to the Thunder, aren't we? All right, so they actually want to start Najee Marshall, which is whatever. If that helps, we'll do it. So here we go. Game 4, got to even it up. If we go down 3-1, call it GG's, because we are not beating the Oklahoma City Thunder after going down 3-1, and that is what's going to happen. 115-131, and now it's time to see if we can pull off the ultimate comeback. Maybe reverse Clippers curse, because as we know, the Clippers have blown plenty of 3-1 leads. Can they come back from a 3-1 lead? Man, we're about to let the Thunder get back in this game. Just kidding. We beat them. Okay, one game mentality. If we beat them here, we're going to a game 7. So that's all we got to do. Just focus on this game. Win this one. We're going to a game 7. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. And we are going to lose to the Thunder. So, yeah, unless we call off a miraculous comeback here at the end, but it's not looking like that's going to happen. Oklahoma City, one of those teams that's just impossible to beat, as we know. So, yeah, I think we give it one more year. One last year. Give it one more go. I think Kawhi and Paul George still under contract for another year. James Harden. So, yeah. I think we give it one more year. Everybody's locked up, I believe. Grant Williams, yeah. Najee Marshall will have to resign if we wanted to. But Thunder and Knicks, Thunder going to win the championship. So, yeah, we lose the Thunder to the conference finals. I guess we took a step to the conference finals, but obviously, still trying to bring a championship here. So, we're going to run it one more year. Probably same rotation. We'll see how it goes. And maybe this time we don't run into the Thunder. So, once again, we get Coach of the Year and Executive of the Year. But, no, I keep repeating myself. It doesn't matter if we don't get this championship. Dallas Mavericks in round 1. They have Trae Young and Luka Doncic. Very interesting. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but maybe it does one day. Somebody come around against them, and we are going to beat them. And guess who it is? The Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm going to click somebody come around this time and see what happens. So we are going to beat them in 7. We did it. Okay. We beat the Thunder, and now we get to play the Utah Jazz. They have Jalen Duren. We're going to keep going with somebody current round. We're going to lose in 7 to the Jazz. So the Clippers curse continues. It does not matter what brand it is, what jerseys they wear. It does not matter. It does not matter. Can't even get out of the conference finals today. Paul George, even though we get conference finals MVP, the Jazz still win, and the Pacers are going to win the championship. All right, boys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, let me know what you guys think of the Clippers rebrand. But, you know, fortunately, I couldn't get them a ring. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Regardless, this is Crushables. I'll see you on the next one. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.